Hey everyone, Django Fett here, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more, and this is a review for The Batman. So, going in, I must say this, the first trailer, when I heard about this movie coming out, directed by Matt Reeves, I was excited about this movie, but I was also hesitant about this whole thing because Matt Reeves, love what he has done, but also his last movie with War for the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I fucking loved. Love with a passion, still one of my favorite movies of all time. And War for the Planet of the Apes was a massive disappointment for me. It was a decent movie, but it was just so disappointing in comparison to the second movie that came out previously. So going in, I was a little hesitant about the whole thing, but I trusted him with this whole Batman portrayal. And then you have Robert Pattinson going to be portraying as Batman. I honestly had no problem with it. I know many people were freaking out because, oh, it's the Twilight guy going to be Batman. But I knew going in I wasn't going to have an issue with it, and because I know Robert Pattinson is a talented actor. He's not known for just, oh, he's the Twilight guy and that's it. No, he's been known for many other, creative works like Good Times and stuff like that, and I know and I trust that he's going to be doing a good job with Batman. And look who was right. Now the thing is, when I saw the first trailer, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good, but I wasn't really excited for the whole movie. Now, when the movie came out, I heard rave things about this whole movie, so I went out to see it. I saw it pretty late. I actually saw it, the weekend it came out. I just actually watched it on the next day, on a weekday. But I did manage to see it, and it's pretty good. It's definitely, I wouldn't say better than the Christian Bale Batman movies, because I love those movies with a passion. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises are my absolute favorites. Dark Knight is easily one of the best movies of all time, with Joker and Heath Ledger's portrayal. And, Christian Bale has just been one of the best Bruce Wayne's Batman ever. And this movie definitely is going in a different direction, and I like it. I like the different direction. It's not going the samey route of, him just being this orphan and his parents and stuff like that. No, this skips all that shit and goes straight to Batman, and this is an earlier stage Batman, and you easily see, you definitely need a Batman in this city and multiple heroes, because this city is garbage. It's just seeping with just dirty and grimy feeling, and you see it early on easily, and you see the impact of Batman, his signal, and people being fearful of Batman easily. But this is an earlier stage Batman with Robert Pattinson as Batman, and you also have the guy who plays as Gollum. He's the Alfred. God, why am I blanking on his name? And I have to say, I have to commend him for doing what he's doing best, and that's acting. And he's a freaking talented actor when it comes to acting. However, directing, that's a totally different story, and I want him no part of doing that shit, unfortunately. So you notice that he is messing up, he is making mistakes, and he doesn't have the flying cape and stuff like that. But he is a very dark and menacing Batman. You do see that easily. And he doesn't really say much. And I like that. I don't want a Batman to just come out and just talk and just endlessly. You see that he is just a darker Batman. And he is just angry Batman. And I like that. I like that portrayal a lot. And he's not just this philanthropist, happy-go-lucky billionaire playboy on the side, which doesn't make any sense too if you really think about it. But this works. This actually works really well, and I think it does establish something in the future where they could actually go into that billionaire aspect of him, just being you see that side of him as well, that Bruce Wayne. I do think that's going to be happening in the future movies as well. So he does a really good job. Robert Pattinson as Batman, fantastic. But I wouldn't say he's Christian Bale level upper tier for me. But as a Batman, he does do a really good job. And then when it comes to the action is really good. I actually love the scenes where it's actually super dark and all you see is the gunfire. It's actually shown in the trailer, but I love that scene when it happened on the big screen, and it just works just perfectly. And I wish there was just more to that scene, but unfortunately, you know, with the trailer, that's all you really get. Maybe it just extended it just like a little bit more, but I would love to see more of that in the movie. And I feel like it was, like, as you could say, literally it was too dark. I did see that in the movie, and where you just really couldn't see effectively some of the action where he's actually trying to fight and connect with the, you know, the bad guys and stuff like that. But I do think the action was really freaking good, and I actually love all the different like set pieces of like the different like places that they go to, nightclubs and flying throughout the city and stuff like that. I think it just works really freaking well. And then you have the addition of I think her name is Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and I think she does a really good job. I like her arc as Catwoman, and I just hate the overall design of the burglar mask. I think that's just really bad. And I'm going to be talking about costumes too. I think Batman's costume is great. I think it's fantastic. You know, I have no complaints with that. It's just some of the other costume designs where I'm just like, wait, what? I'm just like, a little baffled by. And so that really weird burglar thing is just really baffling to me. I'm not really sure why in that world they did that. I don't know. But I actually liked her as Catwoman. I'm not sure if she's the best. I know the previous Catwoman, everybody's going to say she's the best, but I knew going in that Zoe Kravitz is going to nail it as Catwoman, and she does. She does a really good job. And then you have the villains too. There's one being Riddler. I thought at first he was really good. I fucking hate the costume though. I really hate the costume design with him. And I just like how he is like this, portraying like the Zodiac killer vibe. And for once, this movie is actually focusing on the world's greatest detective, Batman, because that's what he's known for, being a detective. And you see that effectively shown in this movie, that this is a detective thriller with him. And it's not like this action movie where it's just Batman and that's it. No, it's like was his bread and butter, that he's this crime-solving hero. And this is so effectively shown throughout this movie that this is like this murder mystery of sorts. And how the Riddler is doing these killings and stuff like that. How he's setting up stages for something big to come at the end. I think it's great. I like this different twist with this movie. However, the ending just leaves so much more to be had, and I feel like it's bigger than any of the things that has happened with previous Batman movies, and I think it's just going over the top with what was shown. I can't spoil it, but it was just like, really? Really? You had to go in that direction with that? Just that big action set piece that is left unresolved, and I guess you'll have to pick up the pieces with the second movie or something like that, but it was kind of bizarre. Like, it just leaves on with the cliffhanger with that. Really baffling. And going off of that, I think the movie was just way too long. I think it should have condensed to 2.5 hours. It was going to close to 3 hours. You could have cut like half an hour, maybe 10-15 minutes off of it, and I think it would have worked much better. I just think it was just way too long, and I think that's many of the people's complaints out there too. Another villain people are talking about is Colin Farrell as the Riddler. His makeup is phenomenal as the Penguin, and he's really good. I think he's a very convincing Penguin to me, and he did a really good job. I think out of all the villains, he is the true standout, more so than the Riddler. Riddler gets way too silly towards the end, and I was just like, okay, just little cringy, very, very cringy stuff. I liked the actor, and I liked how he did it in kind of like the 3/4 into the movie, and then last quarter it was just way too silly with him. I really enjoyed this movie. It's no The Dark Knight or even Dark Knight Rises by any means. I don't care what people says. I love Dark Knight Rises. Fuck the haters. But I feel like this movie is just not to that level yet. But I'm going to give it 2 more movies to see how this trilogy ends up being. And who knows, it could end up being better than the Dark Knight trilogy, but That's a high expectation. We'll see how that pans out. So I'm going to give The Batman a... So I highly recommend this movie. Robert Pattinson does an excellent job as Batman. Not the best in my opinion, but I love what he has done with this movie. And Matt Reeves, you know, I'm back into liking what he's doing right now. And I know he's going to do a great job with a trilogy, and you know, who knows what he's going to do with future movies. And I think he wants to actually do some more Planet of the Apes movies as well. So I'm curious to see what he does with that as well, or it could be other directors involved or something like that. I don't know, but I am very interested in the future with Batman. It's looking very bright, and as Batman fans, I am just very much anticipating the future with Batman for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, tell me what you think of the Batman in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandarin. My brothers and sisters, next time. Ooh, yeah!